Good afternoon and good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Blind Press YouTube channel and CoffeeStream number 263. That's what it is, 263. I can count, I promise. I hope everyone's having a good day. It is Monday, the 21st of October, and of course, it is election day here in Canada. So, here we are. I have not had a chance to vote yet. However, I will be voting with Carlo at some point today. So I hope everyone's doing very well. Let's see. Hello, W.R. Costin. Greetings to you. Hello, Rolling Bear. Hello, Jaeger Pony. Glad to have you here. I figured, since it's election day, that I would just mention that it's election day, and of course, we've talked about it a lot over the past week, so I figured I would bring in some news that didn't necessarily cover Canadian politics. Like we have a couple of Canadian political stories, but not too many. We've got a good spread of news, different stuff. So I think we'll be covered well for the news today. Let's see. Zombie Teddy, hello. Irate Prostate, hello. Good to have you here. I need a drink of coffee. All right. Oh, that's why it sounds so weird. The mic is unplugged. Let me find the... Okay, I'm going to mute for a second so that I can fix the mic. I can't find the fucking plug for the connection for the fucking mic on my snowball. There it is. Okay. I'm gonna mute again very quickly. Okay. I didn't want to plug in the mic while it was I didn't want to plug in the the mic while the thing was going on, or while the mic was unmuted, so just in case it made a horrible noise. because that's not cool. There we go. Perfect. Okay. That sounds much better. Much better than it was before. I was wondering why when I started the stream why I sounded all weird and tinny. Well, that would be why. Let's see. Oh, blind press. You can't read chat if you close the YouTube app. Silly. Whoopsie, my fault, says Pinkalo. Broke the mic already, says Gunfox. Let's see. I am back, yes. Hi, Sean Uli. Hi, Lindsay. No, I didn't break my mic. Pink Hollow unplugged it last night. So, Sean Uli says, hey, folks. New. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here, Sean. What did you miss? You missed me figuring out that my mic was unplugged. And now we're about to I hope this is okay. I've chose the large screen layout so that my camera would be a bit smaller. And so that the news article would be easier for you guys to see. I hope that works. Let me know if the small screen layout is easier for you guys or whether you like the large screen layout better. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. This is a story that Pinkalo sent last night to me. And I'm going to read it here today because it made me go, what? The headline made me go, what? So, you've got a news of the week for me tomorrow, huh? Okay. I'll make sure to check that out. So this says, blind spots in the blind audition study. Allotted 2,000 article claiming to fight sexism in America's orchestras. Orchestras looks increasingly spurious. So this is apparently talking about I don't know. Let's find out. It's kind of a vague article title.
It is one of the most famous social science papers of all time. Carried out in the 1990s, the blind audition study attempted to document sexist bias in orchestra hiring, lionized by Malcolm Gladwell, extolled by Harvard thought leaders, and even cited in a dissent by Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The study showed that when orchestras audition musicians blindly, behind a screen, women's success rates soared. Or did they?
Okay, well, first off, somebody didn't get the message that blind spots is an ableist term. So shame on this journalist. Shame. I'm just kidding. Also, this is let's see here.
Nobody questions the basic facts that led to the study's publication. During the 1970s and 80s, America's. You are current to read the full story. Link. Subscribe.
Oh, fuck off.
Link. Heading level 2.
Paywalled. Boo! Pinkalo sent me a story that I got paywalled from. Hashtag blame Pinkalo. No, I'm just kidding. That's okay. This article sounded incredibly boring. So that's, I think this article wasn't quite what was thought. But this one right here from Gunfox, this one should be amusing. Or angering. Let's see. Girls deport owners. Girls deporn. Employees charged with sex trafficking and coercion potentially face life in prison. This is from the 13th of October, but it caught my eye and I wanted to read it. So this is, apparently there's a company called Girls Deporn. Yes, this one. I could have warned everyone the Wall Street Journal had a paywall. Yeah. WSJ, yes, those bastards, yeah. Stupid Wall Street Journal. So let's see here. What a weird company. Like, that's not very original. Girls to porn. It's tacky because they're trying to sound like chic with the de porn. But it's, I don't know. That just sounds tacky to me. I don't know. Let's read. First, let's unplug the headphones so you can hear it.
San Diego, the owners and 2 employees of the popular adult websites Girls Do Porn and Girls Do Toys were charged in federal court today with sex trafficking crimes in connection with a scheme to deceive and coerce young women to appear in sex videos.
Well then. What were the age of these women and what were they using as coercion? This is Girls Do Porn, yes. Do porn, not do porn. It's this do and duh, it's the same thing. Cam hose, yep. So girls do porn. The Girls Do Porn and Girls Do Toys. So these are 2 websites. I guess the Girls Do Toys is solo stuff. Well, I guess you could, well, I don't know. Why would you have 2 different websites? Wouldn't using toys in, like, you could use toys in porn. Why do you need separate? I don't understand. Why do you need 2 separate websites for the same thing, basically? Because wouldn't solo acts with toys still be porn? Like, seriously, wouldn't watching solo acts still be watching porn? You're just using a toy instead of, I don't know. I'm thinking too much about this. Let's go.
According to a complaint, owners Michael James Pratt and Matthew Isaac Wolf, along with adult film performer and producer Ruben Andre Garcia and administrative assistant Valerie Moser, used deception and false promises to lure the victims, who had responded to ads for modeling jobs that would supposedly pay $5,000. Eventually, the women were told the job was really for adult films.
Okay, so the classic, hey, we need models and it'll pay you lots of money. Oh, by the way, it's porn. Surprise! So they know there will be no man. Huh. If they don't want to watch porn with men in it, why don't they just watch lesbian porn? I don't know. I'm confused. It's Erection Day. Yes. Hello, Cryptic. Hello.
To persuade the women to participate, the defendants convinced them they could remain anonymous and that their videos would not be posted on the internet. In reality, the entire purpose was to post the videos on the internet. According to financial records, the websites have generated more than $17 million in revenue.
So these websites, these guys producing these websites were like, yeah, do these videos. They're totally not going to be shown online. Like, why did they? Okay, so these models, like, I'm not saying that they deserved what happened to them by any stretch of the imagination, but you're telling me that these models these believed that these videos, were for personal use? Were for DVD, where they were okay with DVD release, but not internet release? I don't, I mean, I know money talks, but I I'm very confused. I don't understand what this this is doing here.
According to the complaint, the circumstances were not at all what was promised. Some of the women were pressured into signing documents without reviewing them and then threatened with legal action or outing if they failed to perform. Some were not permitted to leave the shooting locations until the videos were made. Family and friends and the general public eventually saw the videos online. Some victims were harassed and ridiculed and estranged from their families as a result, and some were sexually assaulted and in at least one case raped. Some were forced to perform certain sex acts they had declined to do, or they would not be paid or allowed to leave.
Okay, then. That's fucked up. Some women from about 18 to 30 are about as smart as a box of rock.
A swift hunter, Garcia was arrested on October 9th. Wolf was taken into custody Tuesday by immigration officials and transferred to federal criminal custody. They were arraigned this afternoon. Moser's arraignment is scheduled for tomorrow before U.S. Magistrate Judge Linda Lopez. Pratt is a fugitive.
Oh, all right then.
On October 9th at approximately 7:00 p.m., FBI agents executed a search warrant at an office located in the Spreckles Theater building located at 121 W Broadway in San Diego. According to the search warrant, the office was used by members of the conspiracy to operate the Girls Do Porn website.
So this is kind of creepy. Like, you always hear about this kind of shit happening in a TV show, but this is real life. This is real life, and this is disturbing.
Any additional victims of the alleged crime are encouraged to call the San Diego FBI at 858-320-1800. Defendant's case number 19CR19MJ 4453. Michael James Pratt, age 36, unknown. Matthew Isaac Wolf, age 37, San Diego. Ruben Andre Garcia, age 31, San Diego.
So these are all San Diego natives.
Valerie Moser, age 37, San Diego.
Yeah.
Summary of charges. You were correct.
So this is just the summary of charges. So counts as 1 and 3, charging Pratt, Wolf, and Garcia. Sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion. Minimum penalty 15 years in prison. Maximum penalty life in custody. $250,000 fine. Count 4, charging all defendants conspiracy to commit sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion. maximum penalty, life in prison, and a $250,000 fine. So that's what. So the 3 of them are facing counts 1 and 3, and all of them are facing count 4. So that's, at least they're being, at least people want money for nothing. And they're chicks for free. That's funny. Where's the arrest in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking ring? That's a good question, Irate. It's a very good question. So here's another story from Mr. Gunfox. So I read about El Chapo on Friday, and I think this is a follow-up story. So this headline says, a drug cartel just defeated the Mexican military in battle. Mexico is in a state of collapse, and Americans need to realize that the crisis south of the Rio Grande won't stop at the border. So this is from today. Let's see here. Okay. Here we go.
The southwest U.S. border might be quieter now than it was this spring at the height of the migrant crisis, but south of the Rio Grande, the Mexican state is disintegrating. Last Thursday in the city of Culiacan, the capital of Sinaloa State, a battle link erupted between government forces and drug cartel gunmen after the Mexican military captured 2 sons of jailed drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. The elder son, Ivan, was quickly freed by his men, who overpowered government forces and secured his release. Ivan then launched an all-out siege of the entire city in an effort to free his younger brother, Ovidio.
Okay, so they let I thought Ovidio was the only son that was captured. I didn't realize that. Hello, all you need. Let's see.
Third-party ensuing scene could have been mistaken for Syria or Yemen. Footage posted on social media Thursday showed burning vehicles spewing black smoke, heavily armed gunmen blocking roads, dead bodies strewn in the streets, and residents fleeing for cover amid high-caliber gunfire. Armed with military-grade weapons and driving. Link. Custom-built armored vehicles. Cartel henchmen targeted security forces throughout Culiacan, launching more than 12 separate attacks on Mexican security forces. They captured and held hostage 8 soldiers, then kidnapped their families. Amid the fighting, an unknown number of inmates escaped from a nearby prison. At least 8 people were killed and more than a dozen were injured.
This is insane. This is literally criminals calling the shots and overriding the government. This is ridiculous.
The 8-hour battle ended when government forces, outgunned and surrounded, without reinforcements or a way to retreat, received an order directly from Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador to release their prisoner and surrender. López Obrador later link defended this decision, insisting that his security strategy is working and saying, many people were at risk and it was decided to protect people's lives. I agreed with that, because we don't do massacres. That's over.
The president himself ordered the release. Oh, wow. That's rough. That is got to be a huge morale blow for the military of Mexico.
Link. Reuters top link. Mexican president says they had to release the son of drug kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman after an intense battle between security forces and cartel gunmen as the situation became very difficult and many people were at risk. Link. HTTPS. Link. Play media.
Oh, there's a video. There's a Twitter video. I wonder if it's going to be in Spanish or in English.
Press link. Frame. In frame 8. Button and button. Button. But 2. 12. 369k views.
Oh, it's 2 minutes. Oh,
out
fuck
of frame
that.
Link. Like 916.
I'm not playing that a 2-minute video. That's crazy.
Heading level 2. The Mexican state is collapsing. Third party ad. The Battle of Culiacan marks a turning point in the collapse of the Mexican state. There is now no doubt about who is in control of Sinaloa, let alone the rest of the country. Cartel forces seized a major regional capital city in broad daylight and defeated the national armed forces in open battle.
Yeah, this, like I said earlier, this is not only a bad look for the government of Mexico, but it's got to be demoralizing for the military troops that were sent to take care of this problem. Hello, moderator Marcy.
Violence is rampant across Mexico. Earlier in the week, more than 12 police officers were massacred in a cartel ambush in western Mexico. A day later, 14 suspected gang members were killed by the Mexican army. Homicides in Mexico this year on track to surpass last year's record total of 29,000.
God damn, 29,000 homicides? Holy shit. That's ridiculous.
Understand that the fighting in Culiacan is not just another episode in the drug war, nor is it merely an incident of organized crime. What's happening in Mexico right now is more like an insurgency. Yes, drug trafficking is one of the things the cartels do, but it doesn't nearly describe what they are or what role they're playing in the disintegration of civil society in Mexico. Indeed, over the past decade, cartels have diversified their economic activities to include everything from oil and gas production to industrial agriculture to offshore commercial fishing.
Yeah. They want a piece of the pie. They're like the mafia, right? The mafia has their hand in everything, right? And the cartels are a lot like that. They have their hand in everything, not just illegal stuff, but legal stuff too. It's basically a way to fund the illegal activity. And people thought Trump was racist for saying Mexico is sending us bad people. Yeah. Hello. Hello, BLT. They want all the pie. Yep. They want to commandeer the economy. Absolutely. Time to put troops on the border, says Straight Sith Mail. I don't disagree with that.
In other words, it's fair to say that Mexico is now on a trajectory to become a vast gangland governed more by warlordism than by the state. The last time this happened was a century ago, during the decade-long Mexican Revolution, which eventually triggered the invasion and occupation of northern Mexico in 1960 by the U.S. Army, including the mobilization of the entire National Guard and a call for volunteers. Before it was over, U.S. forces attacked and occupied Nogales, Sonora, in 1918 and Ciudad Juarez in 1919.
Because, they didn't have enough to do with the First World War and all that.
Third party. Historically, insurgent and secessionist movements have bedeviled Mexico from its very beginnings. Civil wars and rebellions were endemic in Mexico throughout much of the 19th century, ceasing only with the Porfiriato, and resuming with its collapse in 1910. What's different today? And what's different today is that Mexico, and resuming with it. What's different today is that Mexico, despite its corrupt and incompetent government, has a rising middle class and a growing economy. Unlike the Mexican state, the Mexican people have shown themselves to be more than capable of industrious and liberal self-government, not just in the success millions of them have achieved in the United States, but also in the success of local governments throughout the country.
That's true. The and social media probably helps as well. Does Canada have election day as a work holiday? No. But bosses and employers are required to give, I think it's 2 hours of time for people to go and vote. Let's see.
Set against the Mexican people is a Mexican state incapable of governing in a cartel insurgency that now controls vast swaths of both territory and industry. President Lopez Obrador will not push back on the cartels. He has never said a bad word about El Chapo or the Sinaloa cartel, and even campaigned for cartel amnesty in 2017, but he does have a long history of associating his political rivals with organized crime.
I didn't know that he actually campaigned for cartel amnesty. I that's something I didn't know at all. That's crazy. That's you get up to 2 hours off, says Pincalo.
He has said he wants to tackle the root causes of crime and violence, which he has said are poverty and lack of opportunity, and campaigned for presidents on slogans such as hugs, not gunshots, and you can't fight fire with fire. In short, Lopez Obrador is not the man to rescue Mexico from the unfolding crisis.
You can't fight. You can't hugs instead of gunshots. You know that? Do you guys remember that Family Guy episode where Death was trying to go on a date with that hippie chick, and he's like, animals kill each other with all the time, and she's like, but not with nuclear arms. You can't hug each other with nuclear arms. That's what that reminds me of. Hugs, not gunshots. Oh, that's ridiculous.
Third-party ad content. The idea that a nation of 120 million people with whom the United States shares a 2,000-mile border and ever-increasing economic ties might spiral into collapse has not seriously occurred to the American people. We've had a century of relative peace on our southwest border, and aside from dealing with an occasional surge of illegal immigration, we have assumed that it will continue. It will not.
No, it won't. If things get as bad as this article predicts, they're going to have people freaking pouring in, just begging for asylum. Begging, and the government may well beg for help from the U.S. as well.
Culiacan should be a wake-up call that the war now underway in Mexico will not stay there, and that we'd better start thinking about what that will mean for America. You're correct. John is the political editor at The Federalist. Follow him on.
Okay, so that's the end of that article. So that's just a bit of a snapshot of what's going on in Mexico right now. I find that, everything going on in Mexico, it is a little disturbing. Gunfox says, blast, the locals are already doing that, or just that. Yeah. I don't doubt it. Oh, excuse me. So this is the last story that I found from Gunfox today. So it's this new arrest for California woman who live streamed drunk driving crash that killed sister. Because, that's how you show your kids or your sister that you love her. Is you live stream driving while you're shit-faced and you end up killing her. That's just lovely and sisterly. How incredibly sisterly of her. So,
Link. California. Cops have announced the arrest of the 20-year-old woman who earned notoriety after killing her younger sister in a link. Drunk driving. Cop link. Drunk driving. Crash that she was live streaming at the time on social media.
Let me guess. Facebook.
Obdulia Sanchez, 20, found herself in trouble with the law again after link. Stockton police said they tried to stop a car she was driving early Wednesday.
Found herself in trouble again?
Just 3 weeks ago, Sanchez was sprung from prison on parole after serving 2 years of a 6-year sentence in the drunk driving case. She was convicted of manslaughter.
Jesus Christ.
Link. California. Stockton police said a search of Obdulia Sanchez's vehicle revealed a loaded firearm image.
Fucking, what a... You know what? She just needs to just have her license revoked. Yeah, bet it was Facebook, says Irate. Yeah. Darwin Award, says Irate. Yeah. Gunfox says, I forgot about this one.
Stockton police said a search of Obdulia Sanchez's vehicle. Stockton police said the chase ended with Sanchez accused of blowing through 2 stop signs and a red light and running off the road as she headed towards an I-5 entrance ramp.
Oh, awesome. Just, she's lucky she didn't kill anybody again.
Link. KF reported. Link. KFSN-TV reported. A male passenger exited her vehicle and ran up onto Interstate 5, and he made good his escape, but our officers were able to get to the vehicle and arrest Miss Sanchez, who was the driver, Officer Joe Silva told the station.
So I'm guessing her boyfriend ran off like a pussy onto the fucking interstate. She is a murderer in my opinion. Yep. She is. Guess her, says Mr. Goatman. And good evening or good morning to you, Mr. Goatman. Isn't I-5 a PCH? Oh, California High. I don't know. I don't know what PCH is.
Link. Prison for woman. 19. Cops said car's license plates had expired and Sanchez was driving with a revoked license. They said they also found a gun in the car, according to the station.
Because, that's what you do when you're on parole. You drive with a revoked license and a loaded fucking weapon in your car. Which happens to have no or expired license plates on it. That weapon does not look maintained, says Straight Stitch Mail. Oh, Pacific Coast Highway. I don't know if it's a Pacific Coast Highway. Pincalo says, no, the I-5 is not a Pacific Coast Highway. That would be the 1 and the 101. The I-5 is the one that stretches from Mexico to Canada. Ah! I did not know that.
Sanchez was facing weapons and traffic charges. In 2017, Sanchez was live streaming herself on Instagram driving drunk when she lost control, causing the car to flip. Her sister Jacqueline, 14, was ejected and killed.
Fucking 14 years old. Oh my God. So in 2017, so she's 20 now. So she was 18 and her sister was 14. And she was live streaming on Instagram, flipped the car, and killed her sister. What a piece of crap.
Link. The graphic video. Link. Click here to get the fuck. The graphic video then shows Sanchez attempting to revive her sister, telling her to wake up and saying she killed her sister and was going to jail. The link. Merced Sunstar reported.
Yeah, you are going to jail, bitch.
Link.
You killed your sister. And the fact that That's the thing. That is the thing that comes out of your mouth is I'm going to jail instead of what the fuck have I done? Means that you, my dear, are a piece of crap with no freaking empathy. I spent way too much of my teenage years on the I-5, says Pincalo. Odd-numbered interstates go north-south. Even-numbered ones go north or east-west. Huh. So let's go on to this story that I found this morning. So this acronym, ASIRT, I'm not sure what that acronym stands for. Maybe the article will explain. Searching for witnesses after police officer fired shots during downtown incident. Let's see if there's an actual text here. Yes, there is. So this was published yesterday.
Last updated Sunday, Calgary. Alberta's police watchdog is asking for witnesses of a Saturday incident in downtown Calgary during which a police member fired at a vehicle officers believed was headed for a military parade. Police attending the Freedom of the City parade at 3 p.m. first noticed a suspicious vehicle near the intersection of 6th Street and 8th Avenue SW trying to drive around one of the barriers.
Okay. Was it aggressively trying to drive around one of the barriers, or was it just a dumbass freaking person trying to drive where they shouldn't go? Metaphorist says Mexico is a useful study why overly restrictive gun rights overly restricted gun rights prevented civilian pushback against criminal organizations. That's true. That's a very good point, Metaphorist. And hello, by the way. Let's keep reading here.
As we were marching from City Hall to Muda Armory, there was a law enforcement incident. We paused the parade briefly to allow the police to deal with the situation, and we carried on with our parade, said LT. Col. Peter Boyle, commanding officer of the 41 Service Battalion.
Lieutenant Commander Peter Boyle.
Calgary Police Service officers tried to block the black 2008 Toyota Corolla, but said the vehicle made a U-turn and attempted to flee the scene.
Okay. So this guy is behaving strangely. They tried to drive around a barrier and they didn't stay to answer any questions, and they tried to flee.
The officer who had attempted to intercept the vehicle, and 2 other additional officers, approached the vehicle and began to issue commands to the driver. The driver failed to comply and first backed up, then drove forward, bound, on the sidewalk in the direction of where 2 CPS members were standing, the police service said in a statement.
Okay, then. So he drove onto the sidewalk towards 2 more Calgary Police Service members. This is getting more and more where I'm on the police officer's side here.
That's when one of the CPS officers, a 12-year member, fired 3 shots.
Okay. 3 shots, not bad.
The suspects continued to try to flee north, but crashed into a van that was being driven by a bystander.
Okay, that's not so good.
Benita Vance was in the area when the incident took place. She told CTV News Calgary she saw the suspect's vehicle, a black car, speeding down the road. It was trying to beat the red light, but hit the van instead. I saw the impact. I saw his airbag go off and that was it.
Did he die?
Police say both people in the black car tried to run away, but were quickly arrested.
So the police officer missed, which why are Canadian police missing so much when they open fire with their guns? I don't understand this. Why are we like? I'm not hoping that people, police start killing people all the time. But if you must take deadly force, you should be accurate with what you're doing. Just a thought.
The 21-year-old man driving was shot in the left arm and the passenger, a 28-year-old woman, took a bullet in the left thigh, police said. Both were treated in hospital. The woman has since been released.
Okay, so they were both hit, but not badly enough to stop them.
Calgary police say no pedestrians were injured, nor was the driver of the van.
Oh, good.
Charges had not been laid as of Sunday afternoon, as the driver is recovering from surgery related to his injuries.
Okay, so he's going to get treated and then he's going to go to jail.
The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team, which investigates officer-involved shootings, has taken over.
Oh, that's what ASIRT stands for. Alberta Special Incidents, or
The Alberta Serious
Incident Response Team.
Local forces are working with national security partners in the investigation, but say there is no known link to terrorism. The investigation is ongoing. ASIRT is asking those who witnessed the scene or have video of it to call 403-592-4306. You are currently...
So basically, it's I would say this is just some dumbass who made a really stupid decision. Oh, yay, off to Toronto, says Pincalo. Canadian police trained by the Empire, says Metaphorist. All right. What's next? Oh, yes. Here we go. Guilty rich person. Let's read about a guilty rich person. Shall we do that? This'll be good. It's time for 1% families like mine to pay a super wealth tax. This election, we have a chance to vote for a party with a serious plan to tackle inequality. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is going to be dripping with condescension and flagellation all at the same time. Costin says, have fun in Toronto, Pincalo. I'm glad it's you and not me. Funny thing about that, this is Pincalo. All right, let's read this.
Even 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have believed it. The idea that voting for policies against my family's own economic self-interest would actually be better for us.
Okay.
I'm an adult child of the 1%. I went to private school, and I graduated from university debt-free.
Lucky you.
This election. Link. The NDP is proposing policies, including a new link. Super wealth tax, raising the tax rate for the top income bracket and closing tax loopholes that would directly curb my family's wealth to fund social services. If implemented collectively, these policies could cost my extended family hundreds of thousands per year.
Or okay. So you want to vote for a government that expects to pay for everything on the dime of a few families. even though they may have lots of money, and the NDP wants to have them pay extra taxes, you expect that the taxes of these few families are going to support all of the programs for 37 million people. That's kind of sad. Ben Carlo says that depends on what definition of 1% they're using. In the worldwide 1%, the top is anyone who makes over 32,000 American. Wow.
Yet, I'm voting for them and encourage other very wealthy Canadians to do the same.
Of course you do.
NDP leader Jagmeet Singh speaks during a rally in Montreal on October 16th. Image.
So here's a picture of Jagmeet Singh speaking at his rally.
Sebastian, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh speaks during a rally. I'm doing so because these policies are long overdue. All people in this country deserve access to quality health care, including mental health care, pharmacare and dental care, affordable child care, to a high-quality education, and more.
And how do you expect to pay for all of this? You can't expect that higher taxes on a few families is going to fix that. What a lack of initiative. Yeah. If she cares so much about these issues, she can donate to favorite causes. Yeah. Yep, but none of them want to do that.
I'm also doing so because I believe that these policies will make life better for affluent Canadians, too. We are living in the midst of a climate crisis. Averting disaster, for both wealthy and low-income people, will require a collective solution that involves more progressive taxation.
What does that even mean? I'm sorry, that paragraph is just gobbledygook. There is no actual point to that 2 or 3 sentences. I'm moving on.
Left double quotation. Much of the wealth my family has been able to accumulate can be tied to liberal and conservative policies.
Okay.
I didn't come to this perspective overnight. You were correct.
All right.
I grew up in suburban southern Ontario. When I was a kid, my family was upper middle class, supported by the salaries of my 2 parents, both white-collar professionals, and in my 20s, my family's wealth increased dramatically, as the business my father founded grew significantly, helped by favorable taxation rates. You were correct.
All right. What's wrong with that?
4 years ago, aware of the increasing rise in inequality, and unsure of my place in advocating for change, I got involved with an organization that mobilizes young people from the top 10% to work toward the redistribution of wealth, land, and power. Through Resource Movement, I learned a few truths that have helped shape my perspective about who to vote for.
So you went to communist training camp and learned how to be a communist, and now you're all ready to go and vote for your communist overlords. Is that what you're saying? Oh. How progressive. Let's all quote climate change by just throwing money, and that'll work. Yeah, I know, right, honey? Let's see. Aerosolize money and release the resultant form into the atmosphere quickly. And you bet she won't say who her father is because he'll disown her. Yeah.
I learned that while my parents are intelligent and capable, Systemic oppression bars many from leveraging their smarts to prosper economically, and that while I admire my parents' hard work, I know that there are thousands of others who have worked just as hard, migrant farm workers, night shift workers and service workers, to name a few, whose families haven't been able to build the same wealth as ours. For me, this learning debunked the myth of Canadian meritocracy, the idea that we deserve all the wealth we have.
What? 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 So because your parents worked hard and were successful, but other families work hard and are less successful because of the careers they are in, your family doesn't deserve the things they earned. I think you should be cut out of your family's will. That's... how ungrateful can you be? Holy crap.
Much of the wealth my family has been able to accumulate can be tied to liberal and conservative policies over the last 50 years, policies that have deprioritized needed social spending in favor of tax breaks for wealthy Canadians.
Dumbass. Those same social programs were created in the last 50 years. What the fuck are you talking about? While your family was benefiting from those tax rates, we were also being given, I don't know, the frickin' Lester B. Pearson did all of those the healthcare initiatives. So just hand it all over and live in the shed. Yep, exactly.
It's time for 1% families like mine to pay a super wealth image. Visit Bloomberg. The changes to income tax rates over the last 50 years are one example. For over 3 decades since the Second World War, the federal income tax rate for folks in the top income tax bracket. This was a time of broad federal income tax rate hovered around 50%.
That's pretty good. That's pretty big. 50% of your income. If you earn, if you're in the top 1%, you have to pay 50%. Hello, Moonshock. You have to pay 50% taxes. And this person wants more?
For folks in the top income tax bracket, this was a time of broad growth of the middle class and significant shared prosperity. In the 1980s, however, successive liberal and conservative federal governments steadily lowered the top income tax rate, enabling super high earners to keep more and more. Today, the top personal federal income tax rate, affecting only folks making over $205,842 per year, is 33%.
That's still a pretty hefty sum. I mean, we have to pay for the things that we want in our government. The way our social system is set up, our taxes pay for those things. If we want them, we must pay taxes for them. I don't understand why this is so hard. 1/3 isn't enough. No. 33%, and me making a bit less than $40K a year has to pay about 15%. I think we pay high enough taxes, you dumb bitch, says Brincalo. No kidding.
Period. Left double quote, this is obscene and a policy failure.
No, it's not obscene. How is it a policy? And you know what? I guarantee you the reason you're spouting off like this is because your parents paid for everything and didn't make you work for it. So you're just willing to piss away all the fucking shit that they earned. This article is making me mad. Holy shit, says Pink Hollow. Would you like the link, honey? For the last half hour, would you like the link to come on and yell? Sounds like Greta, says Irate. Yeah, I promise to send you the right link and everything, honey. Trust fund hipster, says Metaphorist. I know. This is bad.
The Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives has found that raising the marginal tax rate for top earners to 65%.
65%?
Link could generate over $15 billion.
Holy fuck! What are we, Sweden? Jesus Christ! No, I'm still in town and my phone will ring any second. Oh, okay. And I'm too tired. Okay.
In additional tax revenue annually, this money could be diverted from the pockets of wealthy Canadians and be used to fund necessary affordable housing, childcare, or education.
Which are all provincial fucking jurisdiction. All of those things. Why does the NDP and the Green Party insist on nationalizing everything? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. What should I fry next? Reese's Pieces are already on the menu. A Mars bar.
Some people will argue that raising rates to these levels would be punitive and unfair. I disagree.
Of course you disagree, because you've never had to work for anything.
Canada has the fifth most ultra-high net wealth individuals on the planet. In this nation, 10,000 dog families collectively control $1.053 trillion. This is obscene and a policy failure. Your current
1.03. What? I don't think Canada has $1 trillion anywhere. Housing is actually a municipal issue, not even a provincial issue. That's true. That is true. Hello, Addie. Mars bar? That's a Snickers almond here in Nibica. Oh. I'll say it's obscene for anyone to pay 30% or 15%. Hell, I think 10% is too much. Well, I don't know. You gotta pay for your programs, right? So if you don't want to pay out of pocket, then your taxes is how you're gonna pay for it. So, I mean, we could be like, fucking Sweden and have to pay 70% income tax, which is ridiculous. Hello, Uzi.
The NDP are proposing free dental care for families with household incomes of under $70,000 per year, the creation of 500,000 new child care spaces over the next 10 years, and the elimination of federal interest on student loan debt.
So if you have a student loan, you won't have to pay federal interest on it? So how is anyone gonna make any money?
To fund it, they'll make the rich pay a little more. They'll raise the top income tax rate by percent and implement super wealth tax, a 1% tax on wealth over $20 million annually. These are modest steps, and I don't believe they go far enough. But they offer the most ambitious progressive tax plan of any major party, and are a step in the right direction.
You commie bitch. That's all I have to say about that. Seriously, that's crazy. That is just craziness. That's ugh. Here's our last story before we get to the science stuff. I found this as well this morning. Let's see if I can find the headline here. Here we go. America is running away. Says the headline. Syrian and Kurds throw potatoes at departing U.S. troops. So there's a video here. I'm going to close that. Where is the video here? There it is. Oh, and there's an ad, of course. Of course, there's a freaking ad. I don't know if you can. I don't hear any sound coming, but I don't know if you guys can see. Let's see. Yeah. Some aggressive U.S. states are trying to pass exit taxes to discourage residents from pulling onerous legislation. Oh, okay. So hopefully the video showed for you guys. And we'll read the article here.
Angry over the U.S. withdrawal from Syria. Residents of a Kurdish-dominated city pelted departing American military vehicles with potatoes Monday as they drove through.
Oh, wow. It showed good. Okay. Yeah, so these Kurds are not happy that the US is leaving, and I don't blame them, because things are going to get bad for them now. Worse, I should say. Things are not going to be good for the Kurds now. I would rather leave the Middle East and let them fight it out, says Gunfox. Yeah, I can see why you like. I can understand that.
Defense Secretary Mark Esper said U.S. troops will stay in eastern Syria to protect Kurdish-held oil fields for at least the coming weeks, and he was discussing options to keep them there. A video by the Kurdish news agency showed a convoy of armored vehicles driving through the northeastern city of Qamishli. People in the street rolled potatoes at the vehicles, shouting, "America," and "America Liar," in English.
Oh, wow. America, wow. Those are some angry people. I guess they feel like they've been betrayed. And it's a hard position because they're not. It shouldn't be America's job to make sure that countries shut up. That make sure that countries behave themselves.
Loading app.
But
This app.
I can. That's hard.
In 12. This ad will.
Shut up! I'm trying to read a fucking article here. How'd you even get back in there? Okay, here we go.
The scene encapsulated the Kurds' feelings of betrayal and added a new indignity to an American withdrawal that has been rushed and saw several close brushes with Turkish-backed forces. The Kurds were stunned when President Donald Trump 2 weeks ago abruptly decided to pull U.S. troops out of border areas, abandoning their allied Kurdish-backed fighters ahead of Turkey's invasion. After the assault began October 9th, Trump ordered a general withdrawal from Syria.
Yeah, the Kurds probably feel like they've been spit on because they've tried to help. They should not be mad at the troops, but at the leadership. I agree with you. Gunfox. I just think that the troops are, how, when shit rolls downhill, right? The messengers are the ones that get the brunt of the ire, right? The troops are there and they are symbols of the leadership. So that's why they're getting the treatment that they're getting. It's unfortunate, but so let's see here.
At another location, near the town of Tal Tamar, a group of protesters raised banners to departing U.S. troops late Sunday, according to an Associated Press video. One man blocked the way of a U.S. van with a poster reading, "Thanks for U.S. people, but Trump betrayed us." Edit here, 000. Image. Your 1:40. U.S. troops leave Syria, crossing to Iraq. The Kurdish-led force was a key ally of the United States in the long and bloody fight that eventually brought down the Islamic State group's rule over northeast and eastern Syria. Abandoned by U.S. forces, the Kurds agreed to a ceasefire deal brokered by Washington that requires them to leave a section of the border, handing it over to Turkish-backed forces.
Oh, wow.
Esper said he is discussing an option that would keep a small residual U.S. military force to secure oil fields located in eastern Syria and continue the fight against Islamic State militants.
That is... I can see why the Kurdish people would be angry. I really can. I can absolutely see why the Kurdish people would feel the way that they do. That's kind of harsh. Now, do you guys remember on Friday when Pincalo showed us the live the live conversation between Trump and the female astronaut, and how he made the slip that they're the first women to be outside the space station, and Pincalo said that the media would be all over him, would be all over this. Well, here we go. Let's stupid cookies. Where's the X? Where's that stupid close button? Click. Where's that stupid? Hopefully that cookie message won't be in the way. Come on. You crappy. It's the Express, I think. That's why it's being such a dick. It's the website. That's what it is. Okay. Trump news. I love how that's what this is actually called. That's just amazing. Okay, I think I've figured this out here. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, come on. We're almost there, I think. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Where is it here? No, you're not using my data. Fuck you. You know, I think we're just gonna have to get rid of that because they're not using my data. They can fuck right off with that shit. That is not a happening, Monsieur website. Find a different source. Let me see here. What I'll do is should we do you guys want to do this cute lemur story or do you want to read about the stupid Trump thing? Because I think we should read about the cute lemurs. I think we should do our science article. Lemur! I burst my pimples at you. The only real cookies are those discs of sweet deliciousness that go great with a glass of milk, says Lindsay. I agree. Those over pages are terrible for screen readers. They are. I could do the Savage Dog news story. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Because I always end with science. So this says, eyes combine with bat-like echolocation with a woodpecker's appetite for grubs. Oh, they're talking about the eye. Sweet. So this is an eye. That's what that's what this picture is. The rage will be real on that one. Oh. Well, I'll do that one first thing tomorrow. So let's see here. What does this article have to say about eyes?
Unusual animals called eyes, a species of Madagascan lemur, could have scampered fully formed from Edgar Allan Poe's Frid. Eyes are primates, like humans and monkeys, but they display a collection of delightfully ghoulish traits. Like rodents, their teeth grow continuously. Two oversized ears, similar to those of bats, adorn their heads. Their hands are stranger still. With slender middle fingers they beat against rotten wood to scent scrubs, tapping, for more. That's actually pretty interesting that they're kind of like a
collection of traits from different mammal groups. Captain says I right. That's funny. More like idorable. Aww. They would have evolved into bats.
Anatomists have discovered a new oddity. Eyes have a tiny sixth finger, a pseudo-thumb, that sprouts from their palms. Research was reported Monday in the American Journal of Physical Anthropology.
Oh. Cool.
Lemurs are weird, isolated primates only found on the island of Madagascar, said North Carolina State University lemur expert and anatomist Adam Hartstone Rose, who has studied lemurs since he got a job as a teenager at the American Museum of Natural History.
Okay.
FSK_frame eyes combine bat-like echolocation with a woodpecker's appetite for grubs. They take that long, skinny middle finger and they tap, tap, tap along dead and rotten wood, Hartstone Rose said. They also have the largest brains of any lemurs relative to their body size. That blend of brain power, huge ears and acoustic reverberations enables the animals to generate mental maps of hollow spaces within tree trunks.
Cool. So they kind of like 3D map by sound. That's really cool. I love learning about stuff like this.
Once our eyes locate a highway of insect tunnels, they bite open a hole in the wood, and into that hole they insert their slender middle fingers, which swivel on ball and socket joints, using a really long, creepy, needle-like claw, Hartstone Rose said. The predators snatch grubs out of their tunnels and drag them to the surface.
So their middle fingers kind of operate like shoulders because they have a ball and socket joint. So they're not like a knuckle joint. That's kind of cool. Because then it can turn more.
The anatomist had dissected hundreds of other primate limbs before he was able to dissect an eye hand. Eyes are very rare. Only about 30 captive eyes live in the United States. Hartstone Rose dissected eye museum specimens and those that died of natural causes at the Duke Lemur Center in North Carolina, as well as a wild animal that died in Madagascar. No animal has ever been killed for any of my own research, he said.
That's laudable. That's very laudable. Good on him. He's only used animals that died of natural causes.
Wild eyes are endangered and their population is decreasing, according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature. In the eye, Hartstone Rose and his colleagues were tracing a muscle called the abductor pollicis longus, which in humans allows us to stick out thumbs, hitchhiker style. This muscle goes from our forearm to the base of our thumb in you, me and essentially every other primate that has ever been documented, Hartstone Rose said. As they followed the eye's muscle, a funny thing happened on the way toward the thumb. A part of the muscle branched off to the eye palm, below the thumb, and connected to a small nub of bone called the radial sesamoid, named after the tiny seed. Humans did not have these bones on the thumb side of our hands, but if you trace the pinky edge of your hand, palm side up, you can feel a similar bone called the pisiform where your hand meets your wrist. If you look at the base of your own wrist on the pinky side, there is a little pointy out bone like a little protuberance, Hartstone Rose said. That's a sesamoid bone. Our kneecaps are enlarged sesamoid bones, too. The bone nub, in the eye, moves in 3 directions. It has its own fingerprint. The scientists examined 6 other specimens, using CT scans as well as dissections. All of the eyes had the pseudo-thumbs.
Interesting. So they've got 6 fingers then. This is really cool. See, I don't just do space science. I do anthropology and biology, and this is really interesting stuff. So I think this bone right here is the bone they're talking about. That's the sesamoid bone, is I think how they pronounced it. So the eye has one of those that's in their palm that actually moves and has a fingerprint. That's cool.
Third-party at banner. Newsicon.
And that's the end of that article. So that That's our science, and that brings us to the end of our news. And that means we have the rest of the stream for chat time. So, let's see. me at Lemur, you have 6 fingers in your right hand. Someone was looking for you. Well done, Lindsay. Well done. So, yeah, guys, we've got about 5 minutes left. If you guys have any questions or comments, now is your time. I had to, says Lindsay. Hey. Being brought to the end of the news might be a bad thing. Ah ha 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 ha. I'm getting sick and start work tomorrow. Any remedies for me? If it's a cold, I would say get yourself some both NyQuil and DayQuil. If you can, find the liquid NyQuil, and I like the pills for the DayQuil. So see if you can find those. And a hot toddy tonight. Did you officially call the election yet? I think that we're going to have a conservative majority. That's what I think. The results will probably be in tonight, probably around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern. So we'll know for sure tomorrow morning. But I say that it's going to be a conservative majority. NyQuil is my best friend when I'm sick. Getting a good amount of sleep is key too, says Cynical Lindsay. Yes. NyQuil is like poison to my body. I hate the taste of it, but it works. It really works. Well, for me anyway. I refuse to take Buckley's. I can't do Buckley's. I just can't. I will throw it up. Hopefully, Sister Adamantine. Yeah, hopefully a conservative majority. So is Trudeau running again? Yes. There are no terms, and there are no terms for prime ministers here. However, even if there were, Trudeau would only have been in his second term. So, yes, he is running again. I'm calling a conservative minority, says Austin. We'll see who's correct tomorrow. Yep, we sure will. And on that note, my friends, we have reached the end of our stream. I really do appreciate you guys coming and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I sure did. I hope you'll come back tomorrow at noon Eastern for another coffee stream and to see who won the election. Who knows? Maybe I'll be really, really happy or really, really pissed off. We'll see. Tune in tomorrow and find out. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to Gunfox for the stories. I appreciate them as always. And I will see everybody tomorrow. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Thanks for watching.